In the previous video on the Protestant Reformation in Sweden, we saw how reformist ideas had been spread in the country with the help and support of the king, Gustav Vasa. In 1560, however, Gustav died and was replaced by his son Eric, who became Eric XIV. Eric came to the throne, and as a Lutheran, he continued the religious policies of his father. Unfortunately for Eric, however, his reign was short-lived as he lost the throne thanks to a rebellion led by his brother John, who replaced him as king. The Reformist Church's strong foundations began to be challenged by John, whose wife, Catherine Jagellon, was Catholic, and at the time, the Counter-Reformation was taking place in the Catholic Church to try and arrest the spread of the Reformed religion. King John introduced the Nova Ordinatia in 1575, which moved certain aspects of Catholicism back into Sweden. For example, John's reign saw ties with the papacy strengthen, and in 1574 John himself met with a Polish Jesuit in Stockholm. John said he would convert Sweden and its population back to Catholicism if they accepted bread and wine in the Eucharist, priestly marriages, and services in the vernacular. Rome refused to accept this, and contact was suspended with Sweden, showing the independence that King Gustav had brought in was largely retained. With that said, elements of Catholicism were given renewed status in Sweden under John, and this brought him into conflict with many leading Lutherans in his realm. The Swedish liturgy was updated to include commentaries in Latin as well as Swedish, and priests who opposed the new liturgy were removed from their offices. A number of Jesuit schools opened in the country as well, to try and educate more and more people in Catholic teachings. Following the death of John III in 1592, the Swedish Catholic Counter-Reformation began to lose some of its steam. Duke Karl, who later became Charles IX of Sweden, led a campaign against the liturgy that John had introduced, and this culminated in its rejection at the 1593 Synod of Uppsala. Despite being a Catholic, new King Sigismund promised to uphold the Lutheran doctrine that the Synod of Uppsala had agreed. Shortly after, the war against Sigismund took place, and this saw the Catholic king removed altogether, and Protestantism was further secured in Sweden. Thank you for listening to this video, and if you would like more videos on this topic, please let me know in the comments below.